Good afternoon. This is Seher here from Renewable India. Today, we would like to introduce Ms.Pragya Goyal, a visionary leader and trailblazer in electric vehicles, driving innovation and excellence in automotive industry. As a co-founder and CEO of Vegh Automobiles, Pragya has dedicated her career to transforming the landscape of electric vehicles and creating a brand that symbolizes excellence, innovation, and customer satisfaction. A profound passion marks Pragya's journey in the automotive industry for revolutionizing the EV sector. Her tireless commitment to sustainable transportation has not only earned her as a recognition but also established her as a driving force behind the future of mobility. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Sir, for such a wonderful introduction.
Well, you deserve it. uh,
Thank you so much.
so, ma'am, I just want to ask one thing. Like, what inspired you to start Veg Automobiles? What do you believe sets your electric scooters apart, like from other scooters in the market?
So, I'm a mechanical engineer by education. So, this love for automobile has always been there. I started various automobile projects since college days and worked with automobile company prior to starting this. So as we all are working in this industry, we like looked forward that electric vehicle industry from a niche market now it is making its pathway into the mainstream automobile. So this is solving some of the global concerns, the electric vehicle industry, and it is growing rapidly. So, with my product expertise and my co-founder, Mr. Sumit Gupta's business expertise, we together thought of doing something in the electrical vehicle industry. Initially, we had no idea what to do, where to start. We had multiple iterations. Should we start a fleet business? Should we go into component business? Multiple ideas, multiple iterations, multiple project reports, and all. But then we came to a mutual conclusion that everything here related to is the product, that is the electric scooter, which constitutes over 90% of the total automobile sales. So we said let's start making the whole scooter, and with that we may understand the ecosystem of how does the fleet works, how does the ride sharing work, how does the component business work. So we started with this vague electric two-wheelers. In October 2021, we officially incorporated Homefield Wake Automobiles as a company.
Wonderful, ma'am. Good to know. So, ma'am, as you know, like as we all know, that sustainability is a key focus for WIG. Can
Correct.
you share some? Can you share some specific ways in which your company promotes sustainability in its operation and products?
So, sustainability is definitely a long term goal to achieve. During our processes and operations, we try to incorporate this as much as we can. As we talk about our operations and the processes today, we try to find alternate sources of energy. For example, we are using solar panels to facilitate the electricity requirement of the plant. We try to work towards net zero waste. We often work on reduce and recycle of the material. We are also working towards using sustainable packaging material and non toxic paints in our product. We offer local component sourcing, which reduces your emissions or the you see the pollution caused by overseas transportation and logistics emission. So these are some ways in small steps we can say in which we are promoting towards sustainability.
Wonderful, ma'am. So, ma'am, does WEG taken any step to reduce the environmental impact of its manufacturing processes?
So, in terms of reducing the environmental pollution impact, or I say emissions impact, our product itself is a zero tailpipe emission product. So, which contributes to a greater significance. Coming on the manufacturing processes, as I said, We work towards reducing and recycling of waste. For example, we try to use the packaging, reuse the packaging material. We often try to use biodegradable material as far as possible, and we are also finding very sustainable and very sustainable sources of packaging material over here. We are tying up with multiple companies in the battery recycling area. So even after the product life cycle is over, we take back those batteries and give it to these battery recycling so that we work on a closed loop of net zero waste emission. So these are some of the, then the paint. Paint is a non-toxic paint which does not create any harmful emissions in the environment. So these are the small steps we are taking towards creating a sustainable environment through our manufacturing processes.
Okay, ma'am. So there is one very personal question. We thought you must be someone, someone elder, but as we saw, you are very young. So, when was that eureka moment? Like many of us, we struggle to find a way in life. We think what path to choose, where to go. Like, what was that eureka moment in your life when you realize, okay, fine, I am going for this?
So I think these moments are very sudden. Uh, I have always been very passionate about creating something new or doing something new. I frankly hate monotonous kind of work. I don't like making Excels. And I don't want to learn also to be a good Excel person who's good in Excel. I don't like all this monotonous work. So I've always found how to create something new or to bring out something new. So that is where I've been always working on. It was uh like 2.5 years ago when we were like sitting and thinking like what can we do in this area, in the other area, in the automobiles area. That is where this came up. So it was nearly 2021 when this came up. So let's start this. And my partners trusted me well to let me lead this as CEO of Vega Automobiles today.
So you always had this drive to do something solid and substantial.
Even now I have. Now also I need to create multiple other things apart from Veg that completes our ecosystem of electric vehicles, that
That's
complements the Veg's business.
well, that's really good. So, ma'am, my other question is, how does Veg approach customer service and support, and what measures are in place to ensure customer satisfaction and safety?
So I will say in automobile industry, customer service and support is a very very crucial part. We usually say this that we get married to the customer once our vehicle is sold to him. During the whole tenure of him owning the vehicle, we have to provide him with proper service and support, whether it is in terms of listening to his problems, troubleshooting, spare parts, anything. So, for any automobile company to scale up in good heights and to have a brand value from the word of mouth, it's very important to focus on the customer service and customer satisfaction. Usually, we give it terms as customer satisfaction score, CSI index, and all that. So we have a very personalized manner in which we do this. Frankly speaking, as a startup, for the first 100 vehicle owners, I myself took feedback every 7 days to understand what are the problems they are facing. Any service related issue, is my process compatible enough to solve the service and sales problem, service and parts problem. Today, we have a whole process set up for the customer satisfaction as well as customer service. We have a 20 tie-up with 24/7 roadside assistance support. So a customer can never keep standing on the road in case of any problems. We create a network of authorized service stations. We aim to create vague authorized service station at every 4 kilometers in India going forward. And all this will be enabled by a digital platform called Wake Care that will enable digital services. So all the parts, all the services you need will be a one-stop solution at your app. So that is how moving forward we're going to strengthen our service support.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, at the initial level, it was like a one-to-one interaction kind of thing from your side.
Definitely.
That's really great. How you managed to do such amazing things at such early age. That's
So
okay,
something
ma'am.
that is connected to heart is very important to you. So you somehow find the time and the efforts to do it. And Vague is like very connected to my heart. It's like my baby, which we say. So I have to nurture it and create it and build it big.
So, ma'am,
The
basically, it's a
personalized
kind
touch
of
is important.
yes, ma'am. So, basically, it's a kind of job where your interest and your aptitude collide, right?
Definitely.
So, ma'am, how do you envision the role of electric scooters in reducing urban pollution and congestion in India and around the world?
So if we say reducing the urban pollution as compared to a traditional IC vehicle, electric vehicles have zero tailpipe emissions. So definitely the carbon footprints through this is reduced. If I may, I've studied it somewhere that even a motorbike who runs like 100 kilometers gives out somewhere around 6 to 8 kgs of carbon dioxide. So, see the impact these electric vehicles are creating in reducing the urban emissions. Moreover, electric vehicles are always connected with your GPS, your technologies there, IoTs are there. So it's kind of a tech that has come in the electric vehicles. With this, fleets and ride sharings have been enabled in a good manner. So all these will also reduce the number of vehicles on road. And electric vehicles are very, very easy to maneuver and they are very good for last mile connectivity. So this is how they will reduce the congestions on road. Talking about pollution, it's not only the air pollution they are reducing, but also the noise pollution since the electric vehicles are very silent in operation.
Yes, ma'am. Got it. Correct. Um, so, ma'am, there's one thing. Like, are you aiming for any further developments or technologies on the horizon of Veg that will further enhance the environmental performance of your products?
Yes, definitely. We have a team that continuously works on the sustainable and reusable and recyclable material. We as a company would aim for a net zero waste or a sustainable development, so replacing the existing material with a more sustainable material is one of the team that works on how can we bring it more environment friendly manufacturing process, products and operations is what we work upon. For example, a very small initiative our operations team has taken is a paper to go paperless. On our every dealerships you'll find a product scanner where you can visit about all details about products instead of multiple pamphlets and all paper waste and everything. So these are small initiatives we take not only on the product side but also on the sales front or on the customer facing front to promote sustainability.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Okay, ma'am. And one question: if someone like wants to work in your company and is passionate about electric scooters and all, so what qualities you will look for in that person?
I do look for dedication and determination. That's the only quality we look. We have hired a lot of freshers in the company. We started with a very small team and we have grown up to a huge number now. So we also have internship programs in the marketing, sales, as well as the product departments. So it's
Okay.
your determination, dedication, and your ideas that helps you work in Vega, I will say.
And what
There is one
educational
small
qualification?
experience and qualifications. Again, that depends on the job role, but your dedication to learn is something that is very important. And anyone who wants to work in Wake can directly reach out to me through LinkedIn. I personally review every application today also that comes in the company.
Okay, ma'am. Good to know. That's a really good hint. I will- okay, ma'am. Jokes apart, ma'am. Ma'am, in what ways do you think the government and private sector can collaborate to accelerate the adoption of electric vehicles and reduce environmental pollution?
So government definitely has a huge role to play. As you see, in the last 2 years, we have achieved a sales number which has beaten a decade's sales number in terms of electric vehicle sales. So many the push of government by this FAME policy has given a huge impact in reaching the desired targets, I would say. So even in Delhi, you might have seen the electric vehicle policy has extended till December 31st, and people are very positive about it. You see, today the odd even rule has been implemented in Delhi. Apart from this odd even rule, the government can even push electric vehicles. They can give some handsome good subsidies to the customer or some good beneficial incentives to attract people on purchase of electric vehicles. So that is where government can help in promoting these vehicles and hence promoting sustainability. Even in the private sector, if I talk about the corporates can have a special scheme of special programs for their employees to make their whole campus what you say IC engine vehicles free. We can promote electric vehicles in their big corporate offices and campus, and they can collaborate with we can collaborate with big corporates to make this happen. So definitely government and private sectors both have their individual role, and they can come together and give a good push to the electric vehicles on road and hence towards sustainability.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. So here is a last question we want to ask you. Veg aims to create a sustainable mobility ecosystem. Can you provide examples of how you plan to achieve this goal?
So talking about the sustainability ecosystem, since it's a 360-degree approach, we come up with the first solution, that is try to source as much as local as we can. So sourcing local reduces your pollution caused by the logistics. So that's a very indirect impact, but impact is an impact which we want to create. So we try to create a localized sourcing and supply chain ecosystem for Way. That is one. Then using solar energy as a power source in our manufacturing process, reducing the electricity consumption as far as possible by maintaining certain SOPs in the plant, using recyclable material. So again, creating a closed loop. How can we reuse and reduce the waste, whether it's in term of packaging or everyday dispatches, packaging of scooter, packaging of spare parts. This is one. Then we try to implement lean manufacturing system that again aims in reducing your multiple kinds of waste. Going forward, we again work on product in such a way that we use sustainable material in product level itself, non-toxic paints, chemical free harmful gases free manufacturing processes. And even there's one more initiative we have done. We have given our electric scooters to all our staff in the Waves manufacturing unit. So that is our first step to change at least one corporate to complete electric vehicles.
Okay. Okay. Okay, ma'am. This interview was awesome, and you really inspired me and all the young women out there who want to carve a niche in this career. So, ma'am, it was really nice talking to you. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.